Game demos. You love them, I love them, we all love them. They're one of the greatest ways to try new games. Short, brief, and straight to the point, the demo for a game pulls you right into the experience and helps you determine whether or not you want to buy the game. If it wasn't for game demos, I would have never bought some of my favorite games like Ultra Kill. Its demo sucked me into the gameplay of the game, which has brought me some of the most joy in my life. And upsetness. I'm here today to share 6 game demos with you that make me feel excited for the full game. If you like what you see, I've linked the Steam pages in the description so that you can go and wishlist them. I also want to note that I am by no means a game reviewer. I have terrible opinions of media, so I recommend giving these games a try if what I'm saying about them sounds interesting. I also think you should support the developers if you're interested. That said, let's get on with the video. Here are 6 game demos I think are cool. Mick is one of the coolest games I've ever seen. It's a platformer created by Stefano6, a single developer who was inspired by the likes of stories like Blame, Portal, and Lawrence Lure. Shocking, that's a newer game. Taking place inside a megastructure full of weird fauna and worn down environments. You play as a human, I think, who is exploring the structure for some reason that I didn't learn within my short time in the demo. You have loads of cool abilities, like good parkour skills, wall running, strength to pick up and throw a variety of objects, and the ability to zoom in on things in the distance. I found Mick's gameplay to be very fun and engaging. I'm terrible at platformers, and usually I don't enjoy them unless they catch my eye, but this game really struck me. Although I oftentimes found myself lost or stuck on a parkouring platform, I was still stuck to this game and refused to give up no matter where I went. Even better, it's a very forgiving game with frequent checkpoints, which made the hard task of traversing its very spacious world much easier, as I found myself falling a lot more than I wanted. The demo is about an hour and a half long and focuses on parkour and exploration of the game. There's collectibles to find, lots of lore to explore, and cool areas to see. Might I add that this game is beautiful and has all sorts of stunning views, like the exterior of the megastructure or the Blame-inspired mega corridor with manta rays floating through. I can't tell you everything about it, mostly because I probably missed a lot of it, so I'd recommend giving it a try. If you're a fan of lore-rich parkour games with a beautiful atmosphere to back them up, like Celeste, then you'll want to keep your eyes on this one. If you were around the Ultra Kill Twitter sphere in 2023, you probably remember this video. Caught everyone's attentions towards this little game called VA Proxy, a game made by Pyrolith where you play as a robot named Sin who is on a mission of some sort. I don't know, I haven't really looked hard into the lore, but I can tell you right away that this game is super cool. I mean, it's got cool robot OCs. What isn't to love? Much like other games with robots, this game is a fast-paced combat simulator with combat that seems almost Souls-like mixed with Devil May Cry. There's all sorts of fun and interesting mechanics here. You can dash, double jump, parry, slash, combo, dodge, and so much more that is in development. The world design, enemies, and visual aesthetic of this game are all something to admire, with such uniqueness and aesthetic that it adds another strong contender to the greatest robot games of this decade. And with so many robot games, I think we've made a robot genre. There's a lot to explore in this game's demo, but I rounded out my time to about an hour, with a lot spent in it just exploring and learning the combat. Some of the demo feels a little bit dull since the sound design, gameplay, and other aspects aren't fully polished yet, but it's clear that this game has a lot of potential beyond what this demo holds. If you're interested in robots and Souls-like, I recommend checking out this game and paying attention to its development. Am I Nima is an upcoming psychological horror game with a blended 2D and 3D art style. Of the games on this list, I think this game is by far my favorite concept overall, as it is far different from the very action-focused demos I've shown off previously. You play as Nima Lee, the daughter of Annabelle Lee, after you lost some of your memories in some sort of quote-unquote accident, or so your mother tells you. You're tasked with remembering what exactly happened and convincing your oh-so-loving mother that you are Nima, that you are amazing, and that you love her. The game has a really interesting approach to handling the story of familial abuse, taken from the view that your mother is experimenting on you. In my short 25 minutes with the game, I was able to find out so many unfortunate things about Nima and her mother, which really struck me and felt so scarily real yet fake at the same time. You know this isn't a real world, but the game's writing and the way it handles what it is telling felt so close to home that I was almost convinced. This game is also really good mechanically. I'd argue that potentially it's the most polished game on this list. As you remember very little, you as the player are forced to put together various words to make words that are close to home for our protagonist Nima. You can put together words like life and sad to make death, mom and dad to make family, and more. As you put together these words, you really start to learn more about Nima and her quote-unquote family, which allows you to learn so much more about the lore. You gain these words from conversations with your mother, where the game presents them to you in an illustration of your brain, or from your room, where you click on objects to learn new words. Likely, there are more places in the full version of the game to learn about Nima's past. You're then forced to choose words to spit out to your mother based around prompts. I found that certain choices light up green, but I can't tell you why, as it seemed to lead me to a bad ending. If you're into narrative-driven stories and psychological horror games, you'll probably like this one. It's compelling, well-written, polished, and made with passion. I'm really excited to see more about this game, as it and its developer are now permanently on my radar. I really recommend you check out this one. If you're a fan of Souls-likes or the Dark Souls series in general, this might be a game you'll want to check out. Prison of Husks is a Souls-like game where you play as a doll with an unknown mission but a vigor for life. The demo takes place inside a prison for dolls where the guards are also dolls and are hostile to you. You're given a key by a mysterious benefactor and tasked with escaping. From there, it plays out like the opening of Dark Souls 1. If you've ever played a Souls-like game, the combat will be familiar. Your basic light and heavy attacks are here, with a block that can build up one of this game's unique systems, Adrenaline. As you block successfully, you'll build up a red bar that, as it increases, allows you to deal more damage. There's also a 3-tiered armor system that prevents you from taking damage before you lose all 3 hearts, and you can gain this armor mid-combat via means I couldn't quite figure out, but seems to be based on the blocking system. You've also got a dash button that acts akin to the run and dash of Bloodborne, and a flask that heals you much like the Dark Souls games. While some of the combat may be a bit clunky, I'm sure it'll improve as it goes on, though it feels like an old 90s game, and I'm all here for that. Speaking of feeling like an old 90s game, Prison of Husks looks like one too, but in the best way possible. This game is gorgeous and utilizes a PSX-like style that's been common in indie games recently, and Prison of Husks does it extremely well. I chose to play the game in its default resolution of 640 by 480. It's in a square resolution rather than widescreen, and looks great even in this lower resolution. Honestly, the whole game feels like you're playing it on a PSX, and I'm happy I chose to keep it as default. The demo was released earlier this year, and the team behind the game, Glasshead Dolls, has started posting devlogs monthly, so be sure to check up with those if you're interested in the game. I recommend playing the demo if you're looking for a new Souls-like game coming out in the next few years. It only ran me about 24 minutes, so it's on the shorter side of the demos in this list, but it was a great experience that really got me into the game. I can't wait to see what comes out of this demo. Enchain is another Soulsborne-inspired game on this list, but this time it's almost been put into the shoes of a movement shooter. This demo's been out for quite a while, and if you're a fan of Iron Pineapple, you've probably seen it. That being said, this is a unique game with so many aspects put into it that I'm truly excited to see beyond the demo release. My total playtime came in at around 37 minutes, but you could probably play this demo for far longer considering there are definitely things that I missed and things that I glossed over. If you like movement shooters, you'll probably like this one. The gameplay at Showcase here is unique. You've got a chain lantern that you can throw around and use to grapple, and you're given a pistol and a shotgun early and then midway through the demo. You've also got the ability to slide, crouch, and grab enemies and objects to make your way through the obstacles this game throws at you, which are mostly enemies and platforming sections. There's definitely also some cool movement tech to be learned, like this one where I grabbed an enemy and kicked them repeatedly in order to climb infinite heights. Wall riding, wall climbing, and momentum physics are also at play here. If you're looking for a more open game with momentum platforming physics and interesting enemy design, this one is probably for you. That said, I think this demo is a little bit unpolished. I had some difficulty getting around with some of its mechanics, and it seemed to not run well in ultra settings. However, I'm excited to see where the game goes from here. Music is illegal. That's a good tagline to describe Unbeatable, an action rhythm game by D-Cell Games. This beautifully crafted game takes place in a world where music is illegal and you play as Beat, the lead singer of a band of illegal rock stars on the run from the cops, seeking to find a way to hide away and keep their band alive. There's a delightful cast on display here with Pete's friends, a few enemies, and more, all of whom are named after pieces of musical theory. This game itself is a fun action rhythm game with typical rhythm mechanics, which I'm horrible at, and there's lots of fun and clean gameplay, but where this game really shines is its style. This game has a paper and cardboard anime-esque aesthetic with really beautiful 3D environments combined with 2D character models that blend together oddly well. And the music? All incredible stuff. I could rant on and on, but this game deserves for you to see it on your own, as my words just cannot do the game justice. This game comes out on November 6th, so you've got a little bit of time to try out the demo and see for yourself how you like it. There's also a free side story and Unbeatable white label, which is available for free on Steam. This game could run you for many hours just in the demo alone, so I recommend checking it out and seeing if you like it. And totally stay tuned with D-Cell for their release on November 6th. So that's all 6 game demos. Hopefully there's something here that you might like, and if there isn't, that's cool too. These games are all incredible either way, and I recommend you support them. I'll have all of the games I talked about linked in the description for you to check out. If you've got any recommendations for me, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, that's all from me. Thanks, and goodbye.